So the third one is physical or friendship intimacy. Probably one of the neat ones. There's a lot of things that come out of this, and it's probably one of the more powerful bases that we can base our life from. You know, we have a couple of quotes here, like, "What is a friend? A single soul and two bodies. To be friends, to rich and friends is to be poor in nothing," by Lillian Whittington. So the word family, and it comes to mind when we think of friendship, you know. And we all are, you know, a family or a friendship because we come together and we're all friends. And like I said earlier about the sandbox, it's as easy as just being friendly. You know, you're next to the guy that's, you know, your neighbor's kid or whatever. You don't even know his name. It's like, can I play with your truck? Or, you know, like this idea of the sandbox. And I say that we should probably practice this intimacy everywhere we go. This is quite powerful because I was thinking of this last night, is that it's such a neat and safe place to be. You can be friends with your postman, you can be friends with your bus driver, you can be friends with your boss, you can be friends with a lot of people. And I think we should go out and be friends with people and be friendly with people that we don't know, because this way they get to know us and they'll go, "Oh, I want to know what makes you tick. You seem to be happy all the time. You seem to have answers for stuff, or you seem to have a glow about you." And that's one way that we can share the gospel, because people see into our lives. Because once they enjoy that friendship plane, they're like, "Oh, I understand you. I know who you are, and I can see, well, you don't react the same way as I thought you would, or other people do." And I think also in the Bible, in Genesis, this comes back to my seminary days in Ambassador, that we described Adam and Eve. Obviously, there's a relationship, right? There's a family. There's friendship right there. And then it goes on to describe the family unit, you know, where we've got Adam and Eve, and then you've got Abel and Cain, and all these, as you grow up and you start seeing, you know, the family theme in Genesis sort of developing. And then you see cities being developed and correlating. And the theme that I got when I was back in Old Testament class there was that we are designed as relational beings. We're designed to be relating to one another. We're designed to be sharing with each other and sharing our lives with each other, and actually, you know, having a community where we depend on each other. So friends, that's where we've got that friendship base, where we can actually, you know, be friends to each other and develop that friendship. Very safe and stable base. You'll often hear of relationships where people say, "Well, you know, we did the romance thing and now we're not friends anymore." I was like, well, I think if you're friends, you should be able to develop that friendship thing and then decide if you're going to go to that physical level or emotional level before you actually get there. I had a slide that talked about cold people. This was just to say that there is a lot of really bah humbug people out there. You know, people that really are dysfunctional, maybe by past hurts. They just don't want to be in relationships. They don't want to be involved with things. They just don't want to let people in. And, you know, we have a chance to share, you know, on that intimacy, that friendship intimacy, to be friends with them, even sometimes they're tough and, you know, they really don't want to let people in. But after they get nurtured and sometimes, you know, they're healing some of their dysfunctionality, then they'll be healed people. And I don't think that they want to be that way. It's just that a lot of them, you know, forget it. You know, life has given me a raw deck. I'm just going to feel this way. So the power with this in this intimacy is it's often overlooked because, you know, but it does harness a lot of power, like I said, because it's where everyone meets and everyone has sort of a common base. Our Creator created relationships, and He put it at the center of our being, like I said. I put a note here, because obviously this was to an unchurched crowd or whatever. No other intimacy should be ventured before this intimacy is developed. Doing so weakens the relationship and maybe cripples it. Like the guy putting, you know, gas on the fire or whatever, like an affair, right? Boom! You got all sorts of good stuff happening. Do you know each other? You have friends? Can you know, there's nothing else. When that other intimacy just fades away, you got nothing left. At least if you've got a friendship intimacy, for one thing, you can actually see what they're like around their friends, see what they're like around their parents, see what they're like at different, you know, different compartments of their life, and see if they're the same. And you get to see, you know, do they have lots of friends? Do they like people or stuff like that? There was an idea, and I wrote a little bit about soulmates and best friends. Soulmates is kind of an interesting thing because I was curious. A lot of people believe you need to marry your soulmate or you need to find your soulmate or something like that. I think this is a Greek idea that you have to find, some soul that you shared with or something. Anyway, totally, I don't think it's true at all. But best friends definitely is. And I think the way you develop best friends is by sharing and interacting and being with friends. So that's very powerful. So here's some of the the effects or the blessings that come from relationships or friendships. A gift. And I got a couple of quotes here. A person is only complete when he or she has a true friend to understand him or her, to share her passions and sorrows with, and to stand by him or her through her life. That's hard to put that back in the plural. Let me read that again. A person is only complete when she has a true friend to understand her, to understand all her passions and sorrows with, and to stand by throughout her life. Another one by Mark Twain. Grief can take care of itself, but to get full value out of joy, you have to have someone to divide it with. I thought that was pretty neat. And that goes along with the idea that when you're at Disney World, whoa, Mickey's here, wow, that's great. But to share it with people, that's half the reason why we take photos, is because we want to interrelate and say, hey, look what I saw, or hey, look what I did. So that's, being a friend and having friends there. Growth. Another couple of quotes. Two are better than one because one has a good reward for their labor. But if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him who is alone who has fallen, for he hath not another one to help him up. Of course, with the Old English there, that's definitely King James, Ecclesiastes. Proverbs 24:26 says, an honest answer is a sign of a true friend. So in terms of growth, you want to know, how do I improve myself? How do I look in the mirror? Well, friends is a good base for that, and Proverbs explains that there. It also says in Proverbs 27:6, a friend means well even when he hurts you. And that's very true. Support. Another great thing about friendship. A couple more quotes on support here. Friendship is a candle whose flame glows brighter when the hour is darker. So when you really know that you got a friend, when the hour grows dark and someone's there for you. And that's nice to feel that, to know that. When you don't have friends who say, oh yeah, we'll do lunch, we'll talk to you, thanks, I got my friend. And then you sprain your ankle and no one's there to help. Jason Friesen is a good friend. I was sick at college once for a week. I couldn't eat. I couldn't walk. I was just like out. I don't know what the heck, some bug or something. And he brought religiously every meal to me. I thought, Jason, you're a true friend. And he is a true friend. And, that comes to here. You think, wow, that you can count on those people. You just, 3 in.the morning, you call them up. Hey, I need you to drive me somewhere. Oh, okay. What'd you do? Well, we fell down. So, those are good friends. Another quote is, thus nature has no love for solitude and always leans, as it were, on some support. The sweetest support is found in the most intimate friendship. And that's from Cierio. Don't know who that is, but I like the quote. Or I can't pronounce it. I'll find out later from Evelyn. Another quote, a friendship understands you even when your thoughts aren't fitting into words. You ever had those times where you just can't do it, and a friend comes along and helps you out? If all my friends were jump off a bridge, I wouldn't jump with them. I'd be at the bottom to catch them. I thought that was a really cute quote. So he's there to support you. Friends make you whole. 2 more quotes here, I think. Material things can't make the soul whole. Only the love, trust, and loyalty of friends can do that. And a friend is someone who reaches hard for your hand, but touches your heart. I love that one. And it's true, like, oh, I'll help you out, but I really want to be there with you instead of just mere action of what we're doing.